Good evening, Kaiju of the Night. I just got back from seeing Kong Skull Island. This has got to be one of the best ones I've seen, one of the best Kaiju film I've seen in a long time. Alright, so, the spoiler section is going to be towards the end of the video. Non-spoiler stuff is towards the beginning. Then again, the trailer kind of shows everything that happens. What particularly happens in the end, we'll get into that as far as story. So, what's the overall basis for this film? Okay, so the group Monarch that was in the 2014 Godzilla film, this seems to be a more younger version of itself, where they're trying to prove that monsters do exist. Now, they had the idea from Godzilla, and they started bringing up things from that. In 1944, this happened, and in 1954, they were trying to kill something. Yeah, they said that, and John Goodman's character said that in the film. And then they eventually get a expedition going. Now, when I say eventually, I don't mean like it takes a long time. This is like in the first 10 minutes of the film. This movie moves along very quickly. So they get their expedition going. However, they need a tracker. Enter Tom Hiddleston's character. So yeah, they got John Goodman with Loki running around, and they hire this Vietnam photographer. This movie takes place around the time of Vietnam and the end of it, mostly. Because as the movie's beginning, they actually talk about reaching a peace settlement with Vietnam to stop the war. So that pushes John Goodman's character to move forward a lot faster. So, enter Samuel L. Jackson's character, the Colonel, and he doesn't want to go back to the world. Okay, he likes being a soldier, not in a crazy manner. It's like almost like he's a man that he doesn't really fit in with society. So he wants to stay working on being a soldier. At the last moment, he gets a call from his senator buddy saying, "Hey, you guys are going to run a little security job for the scientists. You know, it's there and back, you know, it's Uncharted Island, blah, blah, blah." So they go to the Uncharted Island. They go through this really cool sequence where they're going through the storm to get to Skull Island. Because in the original films and in Peter Jackson's King Kong, it's more like they had to go through a thick fog and hopefully find it. Here, there's actually a barrier around Skull Island, this massive storm. Lightning is... Think about the scene from Mad Max when the sandstorm hit. You know, remember all the lightning and all the wind and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like that, except it's not a sandstorm, it's a regular storm. Let's move on. They land, and just like in the trailer, they immediately start getting picked off because they're dropping seismic charges, which are really bombs to shake the earth, and they anger Kong. Okay, not only do we see him at the beginning of the film where we meet our downed airplane pilot, but we see him here. This is like the first 15-20 minutes of the film. Okay, very fast getting into Kong with this big action sequence where Kong is taking out all the military helicopters and everything. Everything is just going crazy. Kong eventually stops and then goes off, defending his territory. So lots of the members are all split up. Lots of them get back together. Sam Jackson's on this very tight... wanting to go and find Kong and kill him as a way of avenging his men, also proving that mankind is dominant in the world. Yeah, we'll get into that in the spoiler section. So you move along, they meet up with the airplane pilot. This takes place 28 years after the airplane pilot lands on Skull Island. And come to find out, there are a lot worse things on this. Well, not worse, I guess, but, you know, a lot more scary things on this island rather than Kong. There are these carnivorous birds that can, like, pull you to pieces. There are these massive spider things that look like they can hide in bamboo. It's really creepy. You know, you see that in the trailer a little bit as well. There is a giant squid, it looks like... No, it's an octopus. There's a giant octopus inside this massive lake that Kong has a really cool fight sequence with. It looks just like it's just out of King Kong vs. Godzilla. Awesome sequence. So then we meet the group of people that live on the island, the natives, and they're taking care of the airplane guy. Tom Hiddleston's group, meet up. They fix this boat that they have. They start heading up stream. They find Samuel L. Jackson's crew. And we're going to get into spoiler territory here. So at this point, okay, well, whatever. I'll put it in the description to get the spoiler section, hopefully, in just a second. But this is your spoiler warning. Woo, spoiler, 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 spoiler. Okay, spoiler section is done. Okay, so a character in the film that is a military guy. He's second command underneath Samuel L. Jackson. He gets separated from the group. And Sam Jackson's like, we are not leaving this island without this guy. He's a cool dude, and I don't want to leave him behind. So they're going. But then we have these monsters known as the Skull Diggers or Skull Crawlers, whatever. Apparently these are the things that the natives on the island really fear. These ugly looking serpent slash dinosaur looking things. And the airplane guy says, that's not the half of it. These are just the little ones, and that Kong is able to actually be able to kill them. They actually show this really cool montage of Kong killing these monsters. What they really need to worry about is those bombs waking up something bigger. The mama of them all is this massive skull crawler digger thing. And towards the end of the movie, they find out that this guy is dead. The soldier that Samuel L. Jackson wants to find is dead, but Sam Jackson's like, that doesn't change anything. We're still going to kill Kong. He killed all my friends. He's got the dog tags of all of his lost soldiers. Tom Hiddleston said, we cannot kill Kong. He is God here, and blah, blah, blah. And blah, blah, blah. Samuel L. Jackson actually talks his guys into going with him. They set up a bunch of C4 charges and some napalm. Drawing out Kong one night, Kong goes to attack, and they light this lake on fire because they doused it in napalm. Kong is on fire, and things seem like it's at its end. They plant C4 charges all around Kong, and they're going to blow him up. However, Tom Hiddleston, he runs over with the photographer lady, and they're like, no, you cannot do this. It's wrong, blah, blah, blah. Suddenly the lake starts to churn, opens up, and out comes the mama skull crawler. This is big, okay? Not gigantic, but big. It's maybe a little bigger than Kong. Same size, whatever. This thing is much larger than the baby ones that we saw. The ones that Kong can handle in like one or two moves. This thing starts throwing Kong around, and it's just massive beast. So this is a spoiler section right now, okay? Samuel L. Jackson looks right at Kong. He's like, die, you mother. And then fist comes down and smushes Sam Jackson. That's enough of him. Something I missed earlier in the film. John Goodman's character. Awesome character. He gets eaten by a skull crawler. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Okay. And it's actually a really cool sequence because they go to the valley of where Kong's parents are. Yes. Two massive skeletons are there, but then again, when you look at the size of the humans compared to the skeletons, they kind of look like they're the same size. Like, oh, Kong's just a baby. Just wait till he gets a little bigger. Wink, wink. And it seems like he's reached his size, but we'll see what happens in the future. And John Goodman is eaten, and his camera keeps doing like a flash. So every time he gets like chomped on or swallowed, you actually see the belly of this skull crawler, its belly like flashing. So it was a really cool sequence. So we get closer to the end. Tom Hiddleston's crew, they're on this boat that the airplane guy made, and they're trying to make an escape to the rendezvous point. However, the massive skull crawler is following them. Things seem, a little sideways, because it looks like Kong is dead, but come on, he's not dead. He comes out of the sky with a big old boulder, and they continue their fight. Awesome stuff. Kong picking up this tree limb, wipes the tree limb off, makes a baseball bat out of it. He smacks the skull crawler right in the face. Awesome stuff. Skull crawler actually getting a bigger moment on Kong, knocking him down, and him getting tangled up in a lost ship. And he's all tangled up in all the chains and everything. He can't move and do anything. As Tom Hiddleston's group, they start using a huge machine gun on the front of their boat to distract the Skullcrawler. It seems to work, but what really works is the photographer. She has a flare gun. She shoots off one flare to alert the helicopters that are on the boat outside the storm to know, hey, we're ready to be picked up. But then she uses it and she shoots the Mama Skullcrawler right in the face. Okay? And just as you think that, oh, something great's going to happen, she gets knocked off and she falls into a lake below. Kong gets upset because earlier in the film he gets this kind of feeling, kind of like they tie a lot of storylines into this. There's a little bit of King Kong Escapes, there's a little bit of the 30s Kong, there's a little bit of the 70s Kong. They roll all these things together, and he actually has feelings for this female, like he did with Anne in the original film. He battles with this Skullcrawler, seemingly killing it. Okay, go watch the movie if you want to see how he does it. He rescues the girl from out of the lake. Okay, I was lying. He doesn't kill it. It actually comes out of nowhere. Bam. They're fighting again. When Kong does a fatality move straight out of Mortal Kombat, he reaches down this thing's mouth, with the girl still in his hand, by the way, grabs part of its innards and rips out its intestines and all of its vital organs out of its mouth. And then it falls over dead. He sets the girl down, and then he walks off as Tom Hiddleston, goes over and says, hey, are you alright? And she, coughs up some water. She's okay. So by the end of the movie, they start off with about 40, maybe 50 guys. Only 5 people survived. And the helicopters come in. They rescue as Kong stands in the lake staring at them. He beats his chest, roars. We get a central look in his eye. And then we cut to something very odd. The airplane pilot, he's been on the Skull Island for 28 years, and he wants to go home. Well, we actually get to see him go home. And, he starts imagining about, having a hot dog in one hand and a beer in the other. He gets home, he finally meets his son. His son is all grown up. He sees his wife after all this time. He's like, oh, she might have moved on by now, but I don't care. I just want to know that they're okay. I want to see them again and enjoy a nice hot dog and a beer. That segment ends as the credits are rolling. He's sitting down watching the Cubs, drinking a beer, eating a hot dog. Beautiful thing. As we sit through the credits, now this is major spoiler section here. Okay? Major. The credits finally end. And Tom Hiddleston's character and the photographer, they are being held in a room. When John Goodman's character, his second in command, Owens I think his name is, and this young Japanese girl come in the room, and they're like, welcome to Monarch. Now, Kong is just the beginning. There's an entire world of nature that wants to take the Earth back. And he starts showing a slideshow, and we see cave paintings of Godzilla, then Rodan, then Mothra, and to end it off, King Ghidorah. Tom Hiddleston's got that oh shit look on his face. Cuts to black, and all we hear is Godzilla's 2014 roar. Yeah, this is an expanded universe that I'm looking very, very forward to, and if you're a fan, you are going to be looking very forward to this as well. 2020 cannot get here any faster. Kong Skull Island, excellent film. I give this film probably an S. This isn't just me fanning out for the Godzilla moment at the end. No, this movie is really, really good. Okay, one of the best kaiju films I've seen. Okay, it's skyrocketed. I wish I had waited to do my top 10 kaiju film that are non-Godzilla. Technically, it is going to be in the same universe as the Godzilla 2014 films, but whatever. I wish I had waited because this would be up there with the other Kong films. Okay, probably higher. I don't know, but anyway, this movie was awesome. If you haven't seen it yet, Go watch it. Okay. Now, I didn't say everything that happens in the movie. Okay. I did leave several things out, several key things out that do make the film very enjoyable. I just got through the main broad strokes of what happens. But I recommend this film wholeheartedly. Stop what you are doing right now. You, stop what you are doing. Go watch Kong Skull Island. This movie is awesome. Okay? Just as good as the original. Okay? It's an awesome film. Okay? Is it better than the original? No, it isn't. Okay, the original had a charm to it that just can't be topped. Is it better than the 70s version? Yes. Is it better than the Peter Jackson version? Oh boy, that's a big one. There are many segments from the Peter Jackson version that are just so awesome, but this version, it's half the length and just as much story. Okay, I feel it was better paced. The Peter Jackson film is a huge experience. It's just as good as the Peter Jackson film. Okay? Seriously, stop. Stop the video and go watch it. Seriously, stop. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, enjoy future videos, but go see Kong Skull Island. Alright, done.